Stoic Secrets for Mastering Your Emotions. The Power of Emotional Mastery. Have you ever felt your emotions hijack your day? One moment, you're riding a wave of joy, the next, you're drowning in frustration or sadness. These swings can feel like a roller coaster you didn't sign up for. But what if you could take the controls? What if you could find a deep, unshakable joy that doesn't depend on what's happening around you? This isn't a pipe dream, it's the wisdom of Stoicism crafted 2,000 years ago by the Roman philosopher Seneca. In this hour-long journey, we'll dive into his profound letters, uncovering timeless techniques to master your emotions and build a life of lasting happiness. This isn't just philosophy, it's a practical guide to thriving in today's chaotic world. So, grab a notebook, settle in, and let's explore how Seneca's Stoic Secrets can transform the way you live. Why Stoicism matters today. Seneca's letters aren't dusty relics. They're a survival kit for navigating life's emotional storms. Emotions shape everything: how you handle stress at work, how you connect with friends and family, even how you see yourself when you look in the mirror. In a world bombarding us with distractions, endless notifications, social media pressures, and constant uncertainty, Stoicism offers a way to anchor ourselves. Seneca, who lived through political exile, betrayal, and the constant threat of death, didn't just survive, he thrived by mastering his inner world. His philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while letting go of what we can't. Today, we'll unpack 5 of his letters, each a stepping stone to emotional resilience and a deeper kind of joy. The power of solitude and self-reflection. Let's start with Seneca's letter 8, where he writes about retreating from the crowd to find clarity. He says, "I lock myself away not to escape, but to help others through my ideas." In our hyper-connected world, solitude might sound like a luxury or even a punishment, but Seneca sees it as a strategy. Think about it. When was the last time you sat quietly with your thoughts? No phone, no noise, just you. Solitude isn't about running away, it's about creating space to reflect, to understand your emotions, and to realign with your values. Practical example: imagine you're stressed about a work deadline. Instead of doom scrolling or venting, Seneca would urge you to take 10 minutes alone. Write down what's overwhelming you. Ask, what's in my control? What's not? This simple act can shift your perspective, calming the emotional storm. His advice: review each day, for our plans for the future depend on the past. Try this tonight, spend 5 minutes reflecting on your day. What went well? What triggered you? This habit builds self-awareness, the foundation of emotional control. Seneca also quotes Epictetus, "True freedom comes from serving philosophy." This means aligning with reason over impulse, a universal truth that transcends any single school of thought. Letter 23, Redefining Joy. In Letter 23, Seneca redefines happiness. He writes, "Real joy is a serious thing. Forget chasing temporary highs, new gadgets, likes on social media, or even a promotion. These are gifts of fortune, as Seneca calls them, and they're traps. They come and go, leaving us craving more. True joy," he argues, "comes from within, from a good conscience, honorable actions, and a calm mind." Modern application: think of scrolling through Instagram, comparing your life to curated highlights. That pang of envy? It's a trap of fortune. Seneca would say, stop seeking joy in what others have. Instead, focus on your own actions. Did you act with kindness today? Did you tackle a challenge with courage? That's where joy lives. He urges us to throw away what shines on the outside and find happiness in our own store, our character, our choices. Try this. For one day, notice when you're chasing external validation. Redirect that energy to something you control, like helping a friend or completing a small task well. This shift builds a joy that doesn't fade when life gets tough. Letter 36, The Art of Strategic Retreat. Letter 36 is about retirement, not as an end but as a reset. Seneca advises a friend to ignore critics who mock his choice to step back from ambition for peace. Show them daily how wisely you've chosen, he writes. In Stoicism, stepping back isn't giving up, it's reclaiming focus. In today's hustle culture, we're told to grind endlessly, but Seneca reminds us that pausing to reflect strengthens us for the long game. Real-life scenario, picture a burned-out entrepreneur chasing success but losing sleep and health. Seneca would suggest a deliberate pause, maybe a weekend offline, to reassess priorities. This isn't retreat, it's recalibration. Exercise, take a Stoic Sabbath this week. Spend an hour without distractions, reflecting on what truly matters to you. Are you chasing status, or are you building a life aligned with your values? This practice helps you re-engage with clarity and purpose, turning chaos into opportunity. The dangers of excess. In letter 83, Seneca uses drunkenness as a metaphor for losing control not just over alcohol but over any excess like anger, greed, or even obsession with work. He writes, a drunk person can't hold secrets or their liquor. Excess clouds judgment, revealing our worst impulses. He recounts stories like Alexander the Great, who, in a drunken rage, killed his friend Clytus, a stark reminder of how losing control can lead to regret. Modern parallel, think of losing your temper in a heated argument or overeating during stress. These are moments when excess takes over. Seneca's solution? Moderation and self-awareness. He doesn't ban enjoyment, he says even the wise can indulge for a friend's sake, but never to the point of losing control. Action step, identify one area where you tend to overdo it, maybe screen time or emotional reactions. Set a clear boundary this week, like limiting social media to 30 minutes or pausing before responding in anger. This builds the muscle of self-control, key to emotional mastery. Letter 92, The Happy Life. Letter 92 is Seneca's blueprint for a happy life, peace of mind, and lasting tranquility. This isn't a fleeting feeling but a state of being, rooted in virtue, justice, wisdom, courage. He rejects pleasure as the ultimate good, calling it the good of cattle. Instead, happiness comes from living ethically, staying focused on reason, and embracing our place in the universe. Reflection, consider a time you felt truly content, not because of what you had, but because of who you were being. Maybe you helped someone without expecting reward or faced a fear head-on. That's the Stoic happy life. Seneca writes, virtue completes an eternity of good in a moment. This means every choice to act with integrity adds to a life of meaning. Try this. Pick one virtue, say, patience, and practice it consciously for a day. Notice how it shifts your emotional state, grounding you in purpose. Stoicism in action, facing adversity. Seneca's life wasn't easy. Exile, political intrigue, and the threat of execution loomed large. Yet he found joy by focusing on what he could control. In letter 92, he says, the wise man is happy even without natural gifts like health or wealth. This is Stoicism's core. Your happiness depends on your mindset, not your circumstances. Case study, imagine losing a job. The Stoic response isn't to despair but to ask, what can I control? You can control your effort to find new work, your attitude, and how you treat others during the setback. This mindset turns adversity into a chance to grow. Exercise, write down a current challenge. List what's in your control, e.g., your actions, perspective, and what's not, e.g., others' opinions, outcomes. Focus only on the former for a week. This practice, rooted in Seneca's teachings, builds resilience. The Stoic dichotomy of control. A key Stoic principle woven through Seneca's letters is the dichotomy of control. He writes in Letter 8, "Stick to this good rule of life. Only give in to your body as much as it needs." This applies to emotions too. Control what you can, release what you can't. External events, like a rude coworker or a delayed flight, are outside your control. Your reaction, staying calm, choosing kindness, is within it. Modern example: you're stuck in traffic, late for a meeting. Fuming won't help, but deep breathing and reframing the delay as a chance to listen to a podcast can. This shift doesn't change the traffic but transforms your experience. Practice. For one day, notice when you're upset. Pause and ask, is this in my control? If not, let it go. If yes, take one small action. This simple habit can rewire how you handle emotional triggers. Building emotional resilience. Seneca's letters emphasize resilience through preparation. In letter 36, he writes, "Learn that which is helpful against all weapons, contempt of death." This isn't morbid, it's liberating. By accepting life's impermanence, we free ourselves from fear. Seneca faced death daily, yet his letters radiate calm. Real-world application. Think of public speaking, a common fear. A Stoic prepares by practicing, visualizing success, and accepting that mistakes are okay. This preparation builds confidence, not just for speeches, but for any challenge. Exercise. Choose a fear: failure, rejection, or uncertainty. Spend 10 minutes visualizing the worst outcome and realizing it's survivable. This premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, reduces anxiety and strengthens emotional armor. The universal wisdom of Stoicism. Seneca doesn't hoard wisdom. He draws from Epictetus, poets, and even playwrights, showing that truth is universal. In letter 8, he asks, why should you think of them as Epictetus' sayings instead of common knowledge? This openness makes Stoicism accessible. You don't need to be a philosopher to apply it, just a human willing to grow. Story. Consider a single parent juggling work and kids. They might feel overwhelmed, but Seneca's advice to focus on the present moment, changing a diaper, finishing a report, brings clarity. By doing one thing well, they build a foundation for joy, no matter the chaos. Action. Pick a Stoic quote like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Marcus Aurelius, inspired by Seneca. Write it somewhere visible. Let it guide your decisions for a week, grounding you in reason. Living the Stoic life. Seneca's letters aren't just about surviving, they're about thriving. In letter 92, he writes, "The soul can make itself the owner of the universe." This is Stoicism's bold promise. By mastering your inner world, you gain freedom no external force can take. Whether you're facing a breakup, a career setback, or just daily stress, Seneca's tools, reflection, moderation, virtue, equip you to respond with strength. Practical challenge. Create a Stoic routine. Each morning, spend 2 minutes setting an intention. Today, I'll act with kindness and focus on what I control. Each evening, reflect, what did I do well? What can I improve? This builds a habit of emotional mastery over time. As we wrap up this hour-long exploration of Seneca's Stoic wisdom, the message is clear: true joy and emotional control come from within. His letters guide us to reflect in solitude, seek inner joy, practice strategic retreat, embrace moderation, and live virtuously. These aren't abstract ideas, they're tools for a better life. Final challenge: choose one principle from today, solitude, self-control, or virtue, and apply it for 7 days. Maybe journal each night to reflect on your day, or pause before reacting to stress. Track how it shifts your emotions. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Seneca reminds us, virtue completes an eternity of good in a moment. Every step you take toward emotional mastery builds a life of purpose and peace. Don't just watch this video, live it. Emotional mastery isn't a destination. It's the journey of a life well lived. Share your progress in the comments, and let's build a community of Stoic resilience together. Thank you for joining me. Now go make Seneca proud.